Hello. If you are watching this video, I want you to know that this video is not for everyone. It's only for you in case of three cases. One of them, if you know for a fact that your sales targets can be at least 5 to 10 times more, but you're just somehow in a plateau or you're just not knowing how to get there. The second point, why this video could be for you, if you have a big sales team turnover, so you have a lot of people coming and going, and you're not being able to really retain them in the proper way. And the third cause why this video could be for you, or a combination of the three, if you are really willing to break the traditional sales process and sales approach and invest in your sales department to adopt it to the new trends to be able to really optimize on your performance. I'm Jade Dagher, in case you don't know me. I have 20 years of experience when it comes to management consulting, being a certified management consultant, and we've been really known in optimizing the cash flow, and on top of the cash flow is the sales departments, because we believe that without sales, no company on earth can really be doing well and sustain in such tough situations. So in this video, I'm going to share with you some case studies about technically why sales targets are not met, and why and how we can help you, and why you need us by your side to be able to get there. Okay, so technically speaking, many companies are facing a lot of challenges, and these challenges are technically not related to one area. So you're going to feel a little bit comfortable when you see this, but as you can see, there is definitely some market challenges, and we're going to discuss them, some management challenges, some advertising and marketing challenges, sales team challenges, workflow, and HR. And if you are focused on the T in the management, this is a good sign that you are picky and you are detail-oriented. That's why you will love going through this video. So I left this T on purpose, especially for people like you. Now, what are these challenges and what is the big gap in the market? Let's go through them one by one in a quick way, but of course, I'm ready to meet and explore more and more together. Definitely, when it comes to the market challenges, we have a big unstable economy. COVID has really smashed the economies all over the world. For some people, it was good, but for many companies and industries, it was really shaking the ground, rocking the boat. We have big currency fluctuations. We have tough, unfair competition, and definitely we have fast changing technology, which is really disrupting everything we know from the time we used to study until the times how we used to do our traditional sales approaches and how we used to grow our network and bring those big numbers and big cases to the table. Now, is it only about the market challenges? Definitely not, because there are also other challenges when it comes, for example, to the management. So having seen all the problems in the market, so the companies are facing and the management is facing tight cash flow. And whenever they have tight cash flow, their vision will be vague. They cannot really have a strategic vision for the future because things are not the same anymore. And they start having daily risks and challenges. And of course, now they are facing very tough competition, especially that through these screens, everybody is targeting literally everybody anywhere in the world. So having these competition all around, it's really opening new doors, new opportunities, but at the same time, you feel that you don't know who the hell you are competing with. So flipping between micro and macro management becomes really the trend. So at some point, the management wants to see the big picture, to set the big targets and so on. And then you see them digging into the details and the small numbers and the small details, because they feel this frustration between macro and micro and between expanding or really cutting costs and downsizing. Is it only about this? Of course not, because this is also pushing the advertising and marketing departments or even agencies, because companies don't have enough budget for the campaigns anymore, and they don't know sometimes as management which campaigns are really working, which are not, due to the fluctuating markets and new trends and technology. Targeting the right audience becomes really tough, because now you are not really targeting one audience, one niche in a specific country, but you are really targeting people all around the world through the digital world and the remote working. You have a lot of pressure coming from the management, and they put a lot of stress on the advertising and marketing agencies to be able to really bring some good results. Of course, they are doing some great job when it comes to creativity and to lead generation campaigns and growth marketing, and you name it, when it comes to all the tools to bring in the right leads. But there is always this pressure between converting those leads into big deals. And this is where we're going to see this in the next slide. So getting the right brief from the company is not always the case, because the company doesn't really have a good brief because of the challenges they are facing. And finding the right tools to generate the leads is really something not easy to do. And there are a lot of tools, but sometimes the more tools, the more we get confused. So having said this, of course, definitely this will be a big pressure on the sales team. So now we have leads not converted to sales. We have a lot of missing the sales targets and earning low commissions. And when the sales team is earning low commissions, you know what's going to happen next. They lose their motivation. Some people start going, they leave the company. Handling clients remotely is not really the way they used to. They cannot drink a coffee with people online. So the whole trend is totally different. There is no shaking hand, there is no eye contact, there is no bonding and building long-term relationships the traditional way. So to be up to date with the skills in the current situation is not easy, especially for salespeople who are used to human relations, not to screens and technology and so on. The sales process by itself is not well organized, because from prospecting to closing, the process has completely changed totally, dramatically. So nothing has been really working the same way anymore. The prospecting techniques, the referral taking techniques, the meetings, the approach, the follow-up. So everything is really completely changing. And the communication and stress with the management and the marketing, because they feel they are in the middle between the marketing department or the agency who is bringing them those leads, and they feel that those leads are not qualified because they are not being able to turn them into deals. And they feel this pressure from the management that you have these high targets and we've done everything for you. We gave you the right campaign. You have enough leads, but you don't have the right skills to convert them. Whereas these people used to be stars in bringing the best out of the deals in the market, but now they are feeling this frustration. And again, we go into vicious circles. So, and this is also affecting the workflow, because not all members are reporting right. The CRM systems have completely changed. Some people used to work with no CRM at all. Unfortunately, there are still many salespeople and sales departments who don't believe in the powers of CRM and ERP and reporting and analytics and so on. Systems are not aligned with the current business model. So the systems have changed completely. The CRM reporting is not up to date. They have been using a CRM which is somehow old, and it's not really friendly or optimizing their time and their efficiency. The logistics are not synchronized between the departments. The automation is definitely not mature, because no company on earth was really ready for this automation and this fast pace within the last 2 years. So when all of these happen, technically also there's a high pressure on the HR department. So when we go to the HR department, you see that in many cases we have delays in salaries, and whenever you have delays in salaries and in paying the commissions, that means automatically you have the low motivation. You have a very high now employee turnover, especially in the sales team. And we all know how tough it is to recruit the best sales team. So you have a lot of repetitive management changes, which is frustrating the HR department. You have traditional recruitment process when it comes to how they recruit the best talent in the sales departments, and many people have already flew abroad. And the training and development is definitely not standardized, because we have a lot of changes. The sales managers that maybe already left the company. So there is experience out there, but it's not really well centralized, and there is no clear systems or tools or methodologies to follow. So having said this, as you can see, there are so many gaps from the market to the management, advertising, sales, workflow, and HR. And this big gap is growing further and further. And this is where technically we come in to close this gap in a very scientific and proven technique, which I will explain in a while. So the solution in bullet points is definitely continuous objective assessments. So this is where we start by objectively assessing the company and the sales department, having a clear strategic plan to refocus the energy on a clear plan. We have continuous recruitment and training and development, because we need to fill the pipeline and standardize the system and create an internal academy so that everybody has the same standard type of information. We update, of course, the CRM and the workflow in alliance with the ERP or the CRM company who is handling this. So we readjust, we realign, we update the system. We synchronize with the marketing department or the agency, because we need to make sure that everything is aligned and we are working all in the same direction. And of course, we set the right key performance indicators and the follow-up and monitoring system to be able to really measure things and get things on track. Because as you know, technically speaking, if you don't measure anything, nothing technically will be really improving without the proper management and the proper follow-up and monitoring for measurement. So let me share with you some common cases which we solved. I will describe them briefly. This is, by the way, not only 1 or 2 or 3 cases. This is the average of a dozen of cases that we've done at least in the last 2 years. So the preparation and organization took us an average of 1 month to complete a complete business assessment to specify the strengths, the weaknesses of the company in many areas like the corporate culture, the values, the team productivity. So all these areas which technically help us to better understand what is wrong with the workflow, with the sales and marketing, the market trends. So we do some advanced 360 SWOT analysis, competition analysis, financial analysis. And then what we do is we structure the business plan, a good strategic plan, where in this plan, technically speaking, we talk about what is the way to reach those big goals, how to stretch to get these targets, what are the new income streams, and how to ally with the legal firm, the audit, the bank, the marketing, and so on. That's another almost 1 month. And the 1 month in parallel, by the way, which is setting all the tools, because you definitely need tools when it comes to reorganizing the database, the internal organization, the sales kit, the newsletter system, surveys, forms, templates, and so on and so forth. And another 1 month in parallel, technically for restructuring the recruitment process, which is a very big thing to discuss and talk about. And I would be glad where we can read something, we can make something really special and customized for each and every company when it comes to the recruitment process. So technically speaking, because we've been into cases where they have a big HR department, but they couldn't really recruit enough talent at the right time to be able to achieve those targets. So in some cases, we move here to the implementation phase. So in 1 month, we could recruit up to 50 people using some digital campaigns, introductory sessions, 3 testing tools, group interviews, signing agreements, and so on. And you can imagine that we had more than 1,000 people in the recruitment pipeline in 1 single month. So you can imagine the process and the synergy that was created inside the company to be able to do that. Of course, we developed an internal training academy within an average of 3 months, including everything like guidebooks, PowerPoint presentations, assignments, testing, action plans, video library, of course, in alignment with the marketing department, with the head of departments, and so on, so that they start saving money on the future training and keep repeating the process in a very sustainable and scalable way, so that they don't waste enough time on the recruitment and the training, but more on the production and the sales. And in the next 3 months, or actually in parallel, we were working in coordination for the campaign, the advertising agency, the video production. We did a very good digital media and the web development to really connect the dots and start generating enough leads, but now we are really distributing those leads in the right place. So we were also working in parallel with the ERP software, the CRM, to test all the process, how to assign the leads, and so on. And we created some webinar spaces inside the companies with all the dedicated rooms, setup, tools, the training to be able to really handle people remotely and close the deals 100% online. And yes, I repeat, 100% online. And even in very tough cases where we're talking about, for example, financial services, insurance providers, and even imagine selling 100% remotely real estate properties, which is something really unbelievable because it's really out of the traditional approach. And of course, we've done some weekly training and development, and improving the sales targets was really between, I would say, between 20% up to 1,000%, of course, depending on the company size and how mature the team was already there. So easily we were achieving 200, 300, 500% depending on each case. So definitely the return on investment was really worth each and every penny in this regard. So who are our common client profiles? It's mainly medium companies who really want to go large. We target companies who are technically having an average of employees between 25 and 250. Usually the owners are mid-aged to be having enough experience and enough courage to keep doing or going the extra mile. They definitely have to be with good values. They have the high ambition for growth, and definitely they are technology oriented, or at least willing to adapt technology to be able to move to the next step. So this is a summary of what we can do in developing the sales team. So if you feel that your sales team needs this push, this boost to take it to another level, or if you are still wondering whether it's a good investment to invest in creating your own sales team, we are here for you. We're ready to meet together, customize a fully customized program tailored for each and every company, and then hopefully we can take it from there and achieve, why not, 10 years, maybe in 2022. Looking forward to meeting with you. See you soon.